Hi, and welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, John Zimkus. We are in our new studio, sort of. Springtime is a time for new beginnings and little buds come out here and there. Well, this is what the studio is going to be like, plus a little bit more. So hope you will like our new look. And if it looks a little bit like we're working out of somebody's basement, you're not that far wrong. Our first guest is Mike Stater from the Warren County Small Business Development Center.
Yes.
Welcome, Mike.
Good to see you again, John.
Good seeing you too.
Just like the groundhog comes out every spring, we come around every spring. This is our annual visit to the City Show.
Now, what is the Development Center for Small Business?
Well, we are part of the Small Business Administration, which is the federal level program, and the Ohio Department of Development, which is the state level program. We're kind of the boots on the ground here in Warren County to help small businesses start, grow, and succeed. Our services are complimentary and confidential, and one of our goals is to get out in the community and create awareness that our program is available to small businesses. This is one of the things that we like to do every year, is to come on the show and create that kind of awareness, and we're going to talk about another event that will do the same thing.
Okay. And that event's, what is it, an expo and trade show, is that correct?
Yes, that is the eighth annual now, Small Business Expo and Trade Show. This is held at the Sinclair College campus in Mason on Courseview Drive, just kind of next to the tennis facility there, just off Kings Mills Road. And it'll be May 9th. So it's May 9th, it's the 8th annual on May 9th. And doors will open at 8 a.m. and we'll wrap it up around 1 p.m. That's a lot of numbers to remember, but we're looking forward to a big event this year.
That's a Thursday, isn't it?
It is Thursday, yes.
Yeah. Now, what takes place at the trade show and expo?
Well, last year was an event that we themed Marketing Palooza. So as the title suggests, it was all about marketing. And we had 6 subject matter experts talk about all aspects of marketing, social media marketing, web marketing, things like that. This year, we kind of made a turn more toward technology. And we're going to be talking about something you may not have heard of, AI, artificial intelligence. That subject's kind of getting beat to death lately, but we're going to introduce it in Warren County, and we're also going to talk about cybersecurity. Both of those areas are very important to small businesses, how they manage it, how they use it in their business, and how they kind of play offense and defense to kind of keep the bad guys away.
Now, with AI, I must confess, I didn't think small businesses would have access to that. I thought that's more of a big corporate thing still.
Well, it is a big corporate thing, but there are programs that are available for the little guy, for the small guy. Whether it's doing, you can use AI for marketing. You can use AI for HR management. You can use AI with your cybersecurity management. So AI has a little bit of influence almost in every single aspect of how business is going to be done from here on out. We're not going to, it's not a college level course. It's more of a 101, just kind of an introductory type of an event, but at least it will introduce people to the subject of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, and maybe if they want to drill down, they can talk to the subject matter experts and get more information. So we're going to have 6 subject matter experts. I'll run through the agenda here in a moment, but last year we had at the Marketing Palooza 80 people show up, and with the caliber of subject matter experts this year, I'm expecting well over 100 people to turn out.
What's the definition of small business according to your organization?
Great question. The Small Business Administration, which is the federal level that I mentioned, they really set the bar for a small business at 500 employees or less. That seems like a lot. It is a lot. Really, for us here in Warren County, our sweet spot is a solopreneur, one person, all the way up to about 100 people. That's really our sweet spot. You get over 100, 200 people in the company, those folks normally already have a consultant on staff or resources available to them to advise them. And so typically you won't find them sitting in our office talking to us about small business. But we're more apt to help the one person up to about 100-person company.
That's great. Is the one person, the two person your main clientele, or?
Well, actually, on an average, our clientele averages about 5 people per business. And another thing you might be interested in knowing is that since I assumed this role in 2015 as director of the SBDC, more and more women are becoming entrepreneurs. So when I took over the position in 2015, only about 47% of entrepreneurs were women. Now we're clearly over 52, probably closer to 54% of women of entrepreneurs are women. So way to go, ladies.
No, at the expo, there's last year there was a series of classes. Are there still classes this year?
Absolutely. Let me refer to my notes here.
Go right ahead.
There are 6 classes available. Again, the format has not changed. It's just the theme of the event has changed and the speakers have changed. So in the night, so we have a 9 o'clock track and a 10:45 track. Our 9 o'clock track, our very first speaker is a gentleman named Pete Blackshaw. And for anyone in the tech space, maybe you're familiar with an outfit called Centrifuge. Centrifuge used to be run by a gentleman named Pete Blackshaw. And Pete has now stepped out on his own to run his own company called Brand Rank. And he is going to talk about using generative AI to scale your business, to grow your business. Pete Blackshaw is he's got a tremendous following in Southwest Ohio, so we expect a big turnout for him. And then also at 9 o'clock, one of the queens of marketing, Kendra Ramirez, is doing a class called Unlocking Marketing with AI. So it's a specific class talking about marketing and, like I said, how AI will influence your decisions and your budget to grow that area. And then also at 9 o'clock, a gentleman named Stuart Schaefer. And for any of our people in the audience that are Procter & Gamble folks or Procter & Gamble alumni, you may recognize Stuart Schaefer's name. He is the president of the P&G alumni chapter here in Greater Cincinnati. But he also runs a small business, and he's going to be talking to us about how artificial intelligence and cybersecurity merge, how those things blend together, and how they'll affect your small business. So those 3 speakers right there at 9 o'clock are just tremendous. And then we break for about a half an hour. The visitors to the expo will be able to walk through the trade show hall. We're going to have about 20 vendors in the hallway talking about what they do to help small businesses, what I call solution providers, that will be able to help small businesses. And then at 10:45, we come back for the second round. 10:45, the first speaker will be Dave Hatter and Jonathan Theaters. Dave is very well known in Southwest Ohio, and Jonathan Theaters runs a successful insurance business in Westchester, and those two are going to combine to talk about how to protect your business, avoid a cyber nightmare, how to protect your business. And so those two right there will draw a big crowd. And then also at 10:45, Mr. Kyle Jones. Kyle is with Sinclair College, and he also belongs to an outfit called the Ohio Cyber Reserve. I didn't know something like that existed until I started talking to Kyle. These folks are kind of like the cybersecurity Minutemen, and so they are the people that get called first when there is a situation, a small business has a situation that they need help on, whether they need to stand in for law enforcement or other folks to kind of get to the bottom of what really the issue is. He's going to do something that will help small businesses get certified. certifications in cybersecurity now are really becoming more and more common, and almost one of the things that banks, in order to qualify and get approval for your loan, banks are asking for small business to be cybersecurity certified. So this is something coming down the road that we're going to introduce at this event, how to get certified in cybersecurity. And then finally, Don Corbett. Don is a former teacher at the Warren County Career Center. He's going to talk about risk and exposure for businesses on the web. So what do you need to watch out for, in terms of spam and ransomware and different things like that? What is out there that you need to be aware of? So 6 tremendous speakers that we are expecting a great turnout for.
And then you have a keynote speaker.
We do. We were very fortunate to have the State of Ohio Attorney General, Mr. David Yost, agree to be our keynote speaker, and he was kind enough to rearrange some of his travel plans to actually be at the event for us. The point of him being there is to have him talk about what's being done on a state and federal level to help small businesses fight the cybersecurity war. What kind of bad actors are out there, and what kind of organized crime do we need to watch out for? Are influences coming from outside of the country right into Warren County? The answer is yes. Yeah. And so he's going to give us some more insight into what the state and federal folks are doing to help us out.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic day.
Yes.
Now, there is a cost for this, right?
This is actually the only program that we charge for throughout the entire year. All of our services are free. All of our classes are free. However, this particular event, there is a charge, and it's basically for me to pay for the coffee and donuts. There is a charge of $20 per person if you register between April 1st and May 7th. The online box office opens April 1st, and so you'll be able to register through our eventbrite.com website, and the cost of that is $20 per person. However, if you do wait till the last minute, what things happen and you realize you can come that day, the cost at the door is $25, and that's cash only. We can only take cash or check at the door. $25 day of show.
Well,
and veterans are free.
No. In either case, it's for the amount of money, you're getting a fantastic wealth of information there.
Yes, we're very happy that that we're able to put these resources together and offer them to the community. I would think that $20 for about 4 hours of instruction would be more than valuable to help your company.
I would predict that you're going to outdo your numbers from last year.
Yeah, that's what scares me. But I'll take it.
Yeah. Now, what else does a Small Business Development Center do on a regular basis?
Our day-to-day activities vary from talking to startup businesses, folks that might have an idea in their head, to they're just kind of putting things on paper, to folks that are looking to maybe grow from year 1 to year 3, or year 3 to year 10, kind of that second or third phase of business development. And then we also talk to businesses that are kind of looking to sell, kind of make that transition. We're seeing a lot of, in 2024, our year actually started in October, we're seeing a lot more merger and acquisition activity. And I believe that is a result of the older folks that are folks that maybe started their business maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, are ready to transition out of that business, and so they're looking for a buyer. They don't really want to close the business. They want to transition it to the next person. And so we're seeing a lot of the acquisition activity throughout our area. And so we have the resources and the skills to help people make that transition. So that's it's really fun to work with people that have been there, and they can tell a story, and they want people to continue their legacy. So I enjoy those. But also what we do is we just talk to folks about just different areas of business, technology, like we have the expo here, marketing, accounting, some legal issues, and then also connecting with maybe the city or the township and the county and the state of Ohio. So we're also kind of the conduit for businesses that need to get in touch with, like recently I had a client that needed to get in touch with the Ohio Department of Commerce to secure their liquor license. And so we had the ability to kind of go through the back door and save them some time and help them out. So.
And you serve the entire county, correct?
We serve the entire county. We do, yes.
Now, do people contact you by phone or in person or online?
Yes, yes, and yes. We also get referrals through our what's called our SBDA, Small Business Development Alliance, and this is a group of about 35 what I call first line resources, attorneys, marketing folks, bankers, chambers of commerce, people in the cities and townships that all are hearing these conversations take place out in the county, and they all point those people back to us. And so we really don't have a lot of effort to put into trying to find new business. They find us, and so it's very very gratifying to get those emails and phone calls. So-and-so told me to call you. I heard about you. I need to get in touch with you. And so we know we're doing a good thing. We know we're helping people with those kind of phone calls.
Do you have any idea how many different upcoming companies and small companies you helped during the course of a year?
Well, last year we helped close to 200 clients. I want to say a little like 205. Right now in fiscal year 2024, we're going to exceed that. We're on a pace actually that I haven't seen since 2021, and so we're definitely going to beat our numbers from 2023. And it's when I come back next year, we're going to have a really good report for you. So
good.
I can tell you that last year for Lebanon and Turtle Creek Township, we served 111 clients. So about half of the clients that we served in the county came right out of 45036. And those 111 clients generated $2.6 million in economic impact. So that's about an average of $25,000 for every 45036 client that walks through the door.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, very happy with that result.
Yeah, I'm sure. Is there anything else we should let the people know about the Small Business Development Center?
Well, like I said, our box office opens April 1st. We have about a 3,000 name database, so hopefully the people on this show will get that information sent directly to you. We're also going to post it on the Lebanon Chamber website as well as other chamber websites, and really kind of saturate the area with information how to register for the 8th Annual Small Business Expo on May 9th. So we hope you all can join us.
Yeah. So if somebody has a small business and they want to get it started and they want it to grow, but they don't quite know which way to go, you're the people to talk to, because you'll find the ones who can help them.
Yes. Well, there are other resources available in the county. I don't want to say that we're the only we're the only folks in the county. However, our services are complementary, so that kind of takes a little of the pressure off for the conversation to kind of have more of a free flow. So there's no clock running, there's no meter running with our service. It's all complementary and confidential. So yes, there are other experts in the area for sure, but and we may end up referring that client to those experts for the next level of support. But at least in the first couple of meetings, we're available at no charge.
Okay. Well, thanks, Mike, for being on the show again.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Really appreciate it. Good luck with the expo. I look forward to hearing how successful it was.
I look forward to coming back with a great report.
Okay. We'll be right back in a moment. welcome back. Our next guest is Casey Burdick, the Recreation and Natural Resource Coordinator for the City of Lebanon. Welcome back, Casey.
Thank you, John.
Well, it's April, things are happening, and a lot of things are happening in the city's parks. We have, especially this month in April. Now, the first one is a bat walk.
Oh yeah, I kind of think of April as Earth Month. Everything's starting to wake up, and then we have, end of the month, a lot of fun things. But so the Bat Walk, that's going to be so fun. That's at Miller Ecological Park, and it's on a Wednesday night instead of our normal Saturdays, because it's International Bat Day. So why not celebrate bats on their day?
Now, what happens on the bat walk?
So we're going to have, it's open for all ages. So bring the kids, bring the family, it's going to be fun for everyone. We are going to be meeting at the Savage Welcome Center, go a little bit, learn a little bit about bats, and then go a walk through a park. We have some bat boxes out scattered around the park and see if we can actually hear or see any bats.
Now, bats get a bad rap, except maybe if you're a Batman fan. But they are a very valuable part of our ecosystem.
Oh, absolutely. They're very good at eating mosquitoes. So, most people don't like those. So they're great at that. They're actually pollinators. A lot of people don't realize that. So they have a lot of really good attributes that you can definitely learn more about if you come out to the program.
Now, what is a bat box?
So a bat box is it looks like, it's just kind of a flat box that's about, 12 inches by maybe 12 inches, and it's up on a post. And it just gives the bats an opportunity to roost in an area where maybe there's not enough trees that have exfoliating bark or something where they can roost during the day and rest in between hunting or feeding.
But a lot of people probably don't realize that we probably have a pretty good bat population around here.
Absolutely. There's, many hibernaculums where they overwinter that within an hour or so here. So we have a lot of good habitat out there, actually.
Do you know how many varieties of bats we have?
I'm not the expert. So
Okay.
Melissa Profit from Warren County Soil and Water, she's much more well-versed in bats. So she'll be there.
Yeah, this is a joint effort, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So if you don't know something, you always have a friend that might. So I pull in my friends and fellow naturalists for some of these things. But yeah, I know there's a handful around, but I know she'll talk more about that.
Now, I also read that on the bat walk, people are going to be quiet. Why?
So when you're out in nature, especially at night, the more quiet you can be, the more you can observe. So you can hear them chattering. You might be able to hear their wings fluttering. You want to, not spook them so that they fly off and not come back to you. So anytime you're out at night, it's good to be a little quiet because you're going to actually see and hear more.
So what else do we have coming up in April?
Oh boy. So, it's Earth Day is at the end of the month. It's on April 22nd. Arbor Day is the last Friday of April. So that'll be on the 27th. So at Miller Ecological Park, it's, that's our place, Miller Ecological Park. It's in the name for Earth Day, Arbor Day, all of this. So we really try to celebrate and give people an opportunity to be outdoors and learn more. So those great holidays are perfect for being out. We have volunteer events, so a lot of people like to volunteer around Earth Day. So we have an opportunity on a Saturday morning, April 20th from 10 to noon, and then again on Earth Day itself on April 22nd. That's from 5:30 to 7:30. Some people really want to volunteer on Earth Day. They'll take off work or what have you, but we made it so that you can get out there and volunteer even if you do have to go to work during the day.
What kind of things can the people do?
So what we do is I need people to contact me because depending on how many volunteers we have will depend on the projects we offer somewhat. But our first goal will be to get mulch around a lot of the trees in our parks. That really does help the trees. It protects them from lawn mowing so we don't have to mow so close. It helps them hold water in or moisture in the soil during the summer months. And then, of course, picking up litter. that's always important to keep our parks clean. So those would be the two main things we work on. And it's the more hands, the lighter the work. So if we can get a good group out there, we can get a lot of work done and really beautify our park.
How many acreage of parks does the city have?
We have around 700 acres. That was a little over the top. 700 acres. So we're really rich in our green space in our community.
Now that's part of Earth Day. Now on Arbor Day, what's going to happen?
So on Arbor Day, we have a really cool thing happening. So you may have heard that this is the 75th anniversary of the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. And along with that, they are providing 88 trees to represent each county and spreading those across the state. So Miller Ecological Park was chosen as the site of Warren County's tree. So we're really excited to be planting that tree on Arbor Day. So it'll be at 5:30. Anybody's welcome to come out. We're going to plant the tree, say a few words about it, and then I'm going to lead a tree ID hike because I do know a lot about trees, maybe not so much bats. So, and we'll walk around the park and enjoy that evening.
Do you know what kind of tree it is?
It's going to be a swamp white oak, which is going to do great at Miller Park. The soils are a little bit wet,
Yes.
and it's a beautiful tree. It'll get to be a nice big shade tree.
Now I also read that there's a couple of other new trees there. One's a pawpaw, is it?
So we are getting ready to plant a pawpaw
Okay.
and an American chestnut.
Okay.
So those are both really interesting species, and I'll talk a lot about the American Chestnut Foundation and the progress they're making to try to reintroduce the American chestnut that was unfortunately accidentally taken out due to a fungal disease across most of America. So we'll talk about that. And then pawpaws are just a really fun tree that it's a good introduction. They have fruit in the fall. It's the Ohio State fruit. And they're a neat tree. So I think if you're not familiar with either of those species, you'll get a little more education on those.
How old is Miller Ecological Park now?
It is 11 years old. So it's young. It's probably our third youngest park. But to think about that being a farm field just 11 years ago is mind-boggling.
Yes, I mean, all the things that have happened plant-wise and what have you in the park is extraordinary. I mean, and it's growing and it's getting more beautiful every year.
Yeah, it's a personal favorite. I mean, it's a great place. If you haven't been out there, take your family and go.
Yeah. Anything else coming up we should know about as far as the parks go?
So I guess I have one more thing. I almost
yeah,
forgot.
go right ahead.
So on Earth Day, if you have a family, especially with kids, we are also having a fun program from 5:30 to 7:30. Bring the kids out. Mandy from Barefoot Hippie Homesteading is going to lead a short walk through the park. We're going to have our storybook trail out, and she's going to do a couple of fun kids activities like planting little plants and talk about the importance of ecology. So that's free for everyone to join in on. But I wanted to make sure I got a plug on that one.
What's a storybook trail? What's that?
Storybook trail is, I have a kind of like, I'll call them like the campaign signs you're used to seeing. But we took a book called We're Going on a Bear Hunt, and we have laminated that book to these signs, and we put them around the park so you can walk and read the story as you walk through. So it's a great way to enjoy nature and improve literacy. So it's just a win-win.
So this is something brand new to the park, right?
Well, it's a temporary thing. So I've
it's
had it for
temporary.
a
Okay, I
couple
was
of
gonna-
years, but
yeah.
we can move it around, and I really like that it has the opportunity. I can put it at Miller Park. I can put it at Harmon Park.
Yeah.
It's been at the YMCA. So it's really nice to be able to, I have something, and then everybody can enjoy it, and then it can go back away and not be in the way.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So
Now we have other changes going on in the park system over the next year.
absolutely. So we have some fun stuff. So one of the big ones is we are putting a permanent performance stage at Bicentennial Park. Bicentennial Park is the park with the big gazebo at the corner of Cherry and Mulberry Street. The gazebo that's there is starting to really fall apart, to be totally honest. So we were looking at opportunities, the way that park's used, and how we can better utilize that space. So currently the Rotary Club has Thursday night concerts all summer. The parks, we've been doing Shakespeare in the Park and Madcap Puppets and some different things, not to mention all the festivals that go down there as well. So we looked at, and we are installing that stage so that we can, you know, instead of forcing that gazebo to be a stage where it's all closed in, now we can have it raised up and have the the musicians be more visible. So that's going to be a fun one. So that'll be installed later this year. We're going to sneak it in between festivals so people don't have to worry about construction going on mid-festival season.
And the stage is going to be on the south side of the park, is that correct?
Yep, kind of surrounded by the larger trees that are back in there. And we are adding some additional trees to that park to help with the shade needs.
Okay.
So that's a big one. We are also have had a group of students over the past few years approach the city, and we're installing a skate park. So for skateboarders and BMX type bikes, it's a totally unique thing for the city. We haven't had anything quite like this. We do have the bike park that people are familiar with, but we don't have any facilities that are really rideable for the skateboards. So, like I said, a group of students came to the city from the high school and brought up this concern. They were, you know, they were getting in trouble skateboarding downtown and some of that. And we did a big survey and found that, you know, everybody would like for them to have an opportunity to skate. They just need to have some place to actually do it. So that will be installed later this spring.
And where will this be?
So it'll be at Colonial Park North. If you're familiar with the ball diamond, there's one ball diamond, a playground, and a basketball court there. There's parking already. We have Portalet already in that area. So that'll be where that's going to be located. So that'll be a nice addition to.
Will it have high banks and things like that?
So it'll be a poured concrete pad with prefabricated ramps. It won't be like you think about the swimming pool variety of concrete poured.
Yeah.
So it'll be more of a, let's try this out, see how much this gets used. And then we do have plans for that higher scale park. So if we have a lot of interest, you know, we always have the opportunity to expand. But
Okay. Yeah.
this is one of those things where we're going to try it and see what the use is and see how it all goes. So I think that'll be a really nice addition to give the teenagers something else to do.
Right.
So, and speaking of the teenagers, pickleball, holy moly. So the adults, teenagers, it doesn't matter who you are. It used to be kind of more of a sport for senior citizens who were like, maybe I'm not so much into tennis anymore. That's a lot of running around. But if you go down to Harmon Park anytime during the week, I mean, there are people waiting in line to play pickleball. So we heard the pleas that, hey, we need more pickleball courts. So we are in the process of building those. They are on North Broadway next to the new Scripps Coffee. And we just have to wait for the weather to warm up a little bit so we can actually color coat and line those courts.
Okay. Will it be sort of behind or a little bit further west than Scripps Coffee?
So it'll be in their drive-through area.
Okay.
So kind of between where the entrance to Scripps is and the firehouse.
Okay.
There's already a big asphalt pad there. There's been some landscaping done. So we just have to wait to get that color coating, and it has to be consistently above 50 or 60 degrees for that paint to stick properly. So once that's done, we'll have 3 new pickleball courts in town.
And how many? Three? How many courts in this new one?
Yeah, 3 altogether on
Okay,
that. So
fantastic.
it doesn't look like a huge area, but the pickleball court, you can fit 3 inside of the footprint of a regular tennis court. So I think this will be really well used. Again, people of all ages can play this sport, and it's next to the new coffee shop and some of the new restaurants coming into town. Next to the bike path, you know, it's kind of a good location to be.
Now, there was at one time talk of a climbing wall. Is that still,
That's still floating around. That one hasn't been said no to yet, but we're trying to get through these projects first and kind of see how much new activity we get in that area and if we get demand for that sort of thing. So we'll see.
now, if people want to know what else is going on or they want to sign up to help volunteer, they contact you?
Yes, absolutely. So you can email me at cburdick@lebanonohio.gov. My office number is 228-3104. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about any of that, and I'll help you make sure you can volunteer. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, Casey. There's always some new exciting things going on in our parks.
Yeah, we keep trying.
Okay. And we'll see you later on in the year, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's our show for today. Come see us next time and see what happens to our studio. In the meantime, take care and I'll see you around town.